and we are now live.
Okay, good morning. This is Senate Health and Welfare. It is March 24th, and we're starting the day out revisiting our gubernatorial appointments, responsibilities, and then we'll probably not, we may not do the letter, or we may have a discussion about it, but we won't be looking at a letter yet to our federal delegation. And then we'll be moving on to continue our discussion and work on S91 and S89. So gubernatorial appointments, I know Senator Weeks, why don't you go ahead, and then I think we might have a motion.
Sure. So just in summary, maybe what, was it 2 weeks ago or so, we interviewed Robin Lunge.
Yes,
Okay,
Robin Lunge.
Right. So
Yeah.
Lunge. So I think one of the orders of business ought to be you should vote on his confirmation for appointment. But second, I wanted to remind you that about 3 weeks ago or so, Alex sent out a list of contact points for your interviews. This is just a reminder that to keep the process moving, we need to reach out to those guys. Now, for us new folks, and back brief Senator Gulick when she returns. Mm-hmm. But we need, start sending out and requesting the interviews, appointments, just so we can keep that ball rolling, because we've got 6 new ones.
Oh, no.
And I'll distribute those to you over the next, over the weekend. So that adds a little bit to your plate. So we don't get too far behind. I recommend that, we deal with the one that we've interviewed. And then everyone get back on the horse for their own personal interviews, and then I'll send to you an updated list of folks. But Alex, to you, the 6 new folks, I'll make a copy of the new appointment letters, the 6 new people, and we're going to again need, just like we did last time, a contact method, a phone or email, so that when I distribute those 6 new names to the committee, that they know how to reach out to those folks, at least initially.
Absolutely, Senator. I can do that.
Thank you, Alex.
I probably should know this answer, but I really don't know what to talk to these people about. But, the ones
Oh,
I've got
okay.
for Board of Medical Practice.
Yes.
How do I find out so I can talk intelligently about why I'm talking?
I think that's a very good question. I think you asked them, do you know if they're being reappointed? So are they currently on the board? And if they're not on the board, if they are currently on the board, why do they want to continue?
Okay.
Very simple question. And then if they're new to the board or whatever committee it is, commission, how they got interested in it, what in their background helps them participate, and what do they understand the board or the commission to be doing. That's about it, really.
And their perceived role on the board.
Yeah.
I don't think it's any more complicated than that.
It's kind of like an interview if they were coming in to talk
Yeah,
to
but it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be extensive, really. Yeah.
So do we actually have contact numbers and?
Yes, you do. So I'll give you an approximate date of when you would have received Alex's email.
Okay,
Hey, Alex, maybe,
this is what I got from him.
no, that's what you got from me.
Yeah, but you got
okay.
another list.
Yeah. So, hey, Alex, do me a favor, just to put this back, because I know what this email system's like. It comes fast and furious and you get buried very quickly. Can you go back to February 17 timeframe and the contact information for the nominations that Senator Hardy, Senator Williams, and Senator Gulick, if you could redistribute that original email again, somewhere about February 17. And that'll put it back on the stack. Okay, thank
Have
you.
you got, is he gonna put those other 6 on there too?
No, because we don't have them yet.
Oh, okay.
Just
Gotta have
pause on
contact.
that. Focus on first task.
Okay.
I'll redistribute the ones that I've sent out already, and they should be divided by the committee member assigned to them.
That's correct.
Okay.
It looks like this.
And I probably should indicate, Alex, I think it's next Wednesday that Dr. Berman on the Green Mountain Care Board is coming in.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
Okay, good. So that will be a Green Mountain Care Board interview with Dr. Berman, similar to the interview that we had with Owen Foster and Robin Lunch. That'd be good too.
And that,
Are there any commissioners in the new six?
so the
Or
new 6th Commissioner of Department of Children and Families.
that one will have to also schedule so you might, why don't we, do you want to think about
Schedule as a
scheduling?
committee.
We need to have him for an interview. Chris Winters.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So Alex, keep that on our radar for agenda. New commissioner for DCF, Chris Winters. We can do that pretty soon.
Roger that.
Are there any others on
No.
that?
The others are members.
And we are today on the floor doing a bunch that have been lined up. I think one is yours from me.
Oh, yeah. Owen
Yeah.
Foster.
Oh, and
Good.
are you ready for that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
definitely ready.
Yeah,
I keep this thing in my desk.
yeah, just in case.
Secretary of Agency of Human Resources or Human Services.
Oh, that's
Secretary.
Jenny Samuelson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
one also. That's,
Okay.
so
Got it.
Alex, we also have Jenny Samuelson to schedule for confirmation.
That makes
Hearing.
it easier. actually.
Gotcha.
And there's no reason why we can't do all three of the underlined folks as early as next week. I would probably think Friday. We have David on Wednesday. We'll just see what our schedule looks like to do that.
So would you like a motion on the appointment of Robin Lunge to the Green Mountain Care Board? I move that we approve the appointment of Robin Lunge to the Green Mountain Care Board for a term that I believe ends September 30th.
1 year.
Yeah, 1-year term on the.
I'll second.
Okay. All right, discussion. Motion's been made to send the confirmation of Robin Lunge to the full Senate for approval. Okay, I would make a comment that Robin has been highly effective on the board. Without her knowledge at both the federal and state level, statute, as well as budget, as well as regulation, I think the board would not have been matured as readily as it has. And Robin continues to bring a collaborative spirit to work on the board as far as I can tell. And she does work very well with the administration on various issues, and she works extremely well with the legislature. So my 2 cents. All
Do I
right.
need to record or to take the,
Yes, how do we do that? We don't have a piece of
I
paper.
can do it here and get the form.
Okay. Hang on a second, let me just check. No, don't have it. Okay, Alex, we're going to be needing a report for a voting form for Robin Lunge, and then we're going to need the original. Do you have the original?
I do have all the originals.
Oh,
I
good.
believe
So-
Senator Weeks has the original, and I'm filling out a voting form here on my end that I'll keep for our records.
Okay, thank you.
Alex, are you able to actually print in this room?
Unfortunately, I am not.
Okay.
Oh,
I tried yesterday.
oh no.
Okay, so hearing no further discussion or comments, I am going to, and Senator Hardy, you're reporting Robin on the floor, right?
Sure.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Senator Hardy,
Yes.
Senator Weeks,
Yes.
Senator Williams is yes. Senator
Yes,
Lyons. 3,
it's 4-0-1.
4-0-1.
Do you have the sheet for her?
Yes.
And I can take that up to the
Well,
secretary.
I'll show you what I do.
And I did find that email with the contacts and the contact info. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Okay,
Oof.
all right. I will give an update on, since we're talking about Green Mountain Care Board very briefly, that, in case you didn't see it, the money that was approved for the Central Vermont psychiatric beds has now been recommitted to for other mental health uses, one of which could be an emergency or clinical setting to take pressure off of the emergency room in Berlin through the medical UVMNC. So, which I think is really a good decision on the part of the Green Mountain Care Board. So we do have a crisis going on in our state for a couple of things. Okay, so we're gonna move on. Here's what I would ask of you with regard, first of all, thank you, Senator Weeks. This is great, organizational help, appreciate it. And what do you think, when do you think you'd like to have people come back with some results on the nominations?
Yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, my sense, and again, I'm new to this, is we have about maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then the intensity ratchets back up.
Yes,
So within that 4 weeks, I think we ought to try to finish.
can we all try to do something by next Friday?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you want to put pressure on us to do that?
Yes, ma'am. So
Okay.
how about by next Friday?
Let's try and get some folks, and it doesn't take a long explanation of why you would recommend confirmation, but at least you would have the data and the information available.
Okay, so the activity now, besides, so Alex is going to schedule out 2 additional votes for interviews, but the action now is personal action. We all need to go and actually contact the
Get our work done,
4 or
make
5
some phone calls. Yeah, okay. Or emails, perfect. All right, that's good, and make sure I think Senator Harvey will understand. Okay, I want to wait for her to come in. I have an announcement about the possible field trip, and so we'll talk about that when she comes in. All right, and then on the letter to the federal delegation, I know Senator Williams, you had an idea the other day that you'd like, so make sure you write that down and bring it in so that you can send it out when you send out your thoughts on what you'd like to have included in the letter.
Okay.
Copy Ledge Council, Jen Carvey, and Alex, and our committee, to the committee. So, and likewise, if you have something you'd like the federal delegation to work on, that'd be great. And I'll talk with you and our teams. Okay, so I'm going to suggest that, Alex, we go off live for 10 minutes and give Senator Hardy a chance to come back in, and then we'll, before we do that, I'll hold that thought. I just want folks to know, I was talking with Senator Weeks earlier, Senator Williams, and S91 and S89 really have pieces that belong in here. Where we are right now in the schedule is difficult. So I'm communicating with Senator Sears about the 2 bills and ensuring that we can have sufficient time to make a recommendation. It will be an amendment. If we decide to do that, it will be an amendment on the floor. So we won't have possession of the bill. If we take possession of the bill, it essentially says, it hasn't met crossover. That's been the tradition.
Okay.
So there are a couple of areas in the bills that I think are important for us. One is that any reporting back that goes to the Justice Oversight Committee, I think should probably, like in S9, it's in S91, was reporting back for Justice Oversight. about the use of forensic psychologists as compared to psychiatrists. We need to make sure that at least, I'm on the Justice Oversight Committee, but I think I'd like to have other folks from this committee and the House Healthcare Committee available, because I don't know if there's anybody in House Healthcare on that. But just because this is our jurisdiction, so the reporting back when in the off session would reach us. And then the other part of that bill that we should be looking at is relates to the forensic psychologist, PhDs, forensic psychologist as compared to the psychiatrist. We're going to hear testimony about that today. The judiciary would like to have additional folks making those competency evaluations. And right now, the forensic psychiatrists are far and few between. There are forensic psychologists. We're going to hear testimony about how many and what they do today. And the question we have is, do we add personnel and folks in for the competency evaluations right away, or do we wait until we looked at it further? Because it's something new. It was new when it came into judiciary. I don't think they did a whole lot with it except put it in and keep it in the bill.
Mhm.
So that's an issue. And then the other issues are, for me, relate to in the forensic facility in 89, how folks with disabilities are treated, what services are available, and what staffing is available for them, and what recommendations might we make, and what information do we want coming back about that. And similarly with that there may be other areas in 91 that we want to look at. So those are the things that relate to our jurisdiction, sort of the services provided, how the determinations are made, and so on.
These physical buildings or locations are actually in operation right now,
Yeah,
right? Is there some way we could just go take a trip and,
right,
I'd like to understand how the process works
Yes.
inside.
sure. Well, we can do that. I did, yesterday when Commissioner Hawes was in,
Yep.
I said maybe a
Oh,
review
that's right too.
visit, and then we could also go to Berlin. We can do that.
Okay.
We can't do it before we act on these bills. This is, it's like.
So floor amendment will be,
If we have a floor amendment, then we'll send it up and we'll try to get one or both of them completed before the bills are taken up for second reading. And I'm talking with Senator Sears about just passing over the bills until we've had that opportunity. I'm thinking if we could get something done by next Tuesday and have some decisions made by next Tuesday, then we'll be ready. They'll be ready to do both bills on the floor. Okay. All right. And Nicole is here to help us. This is Joe. Go ahead.
Yes.
So now let's take a 6-minute break, please, Alex. We're going to